And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the entire globe. It's Tarot Today Live, and I'm live here with Mary Brown. Hey, Mary.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dax.
Woo! Happy Psychic Saturday.
Happy Psychic Saturday.
Wow. Here we are. We're about to go into our 14th year. Oh,
wow.
my God. We've
Where
only
did
been
the
doing
time
this a
go?
minute. We've been doing it a minute here. Yeah. Oh, wow. So we are live simulcasting on the Psychic Talk Radio Network, but we are also on YouTube streaming video live. That's right. So if you're listening to us on Blog Talk Radio, open a tab in your browser and go to YouTube. We're the @ Tarot Today Live. Yeah. And that'll take you can take you right in. You can jump into the live with us and chat with us in the chat room on the live. And if you're in the chat room, remember, you can call into the show 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad to let us know you want to be live on air. And you can get a mini reading. What else can they ask about, Mary?
Well, they can ask anything they want to, pretty much. They can ask for a mini reading on whatever is their burning question, whatever issues affecting them. They can ask us to just pull a card. And if they're watching on YouTube and not calling in, that's okay. You can still get a card pulled for you or a mini reading by just typing in your question, or just say, pull a card for me. Type that into the chat. There is no waiting list. You don't have to take a number. They can also ask about the Tarot Guild. What is the Tarot Guild? What do we do? How can they get involved? All of those questions. Ask about NLP, hypnosis, Reiki, crystals, all kinds of stuff.
Awesome sauce. So we'll give time for some folks to call in. 714-816-4628. By the way, that number doesn't change. So all of our other shows, write that down. And whenever we're doing a show, you can use that same number to call into the show. 714-816-4628. Nilda is in the chat. Jess is in the chat. Hi, everybody. And
hey.
Some of them are asking if they can ask. Yes, you don't need to wait on us. There's no list to get onto, like Mary just said.
Start typing.
Just start
Type
typing
in your question.
Yep. And if you don't have a burning question, you just want us to pull a card, something general, just say, pull a card for me, please. And yeah, so Jess is in there, Nilda's in there. It's kind of quiet today. Notice that.
It's a quiet day today. It's cold where I am. I'm like wearing a sweater. It's sweater weather.
The temperature's finally getting down. I mean, here in Tucson, it was in the 80s and 90s, like through the night, and now it gets down to I went out at like 10 o'clock and it was 68 degrees and nice. And
it was like 48 this morning and it's supposed to get up to 68.
Yeah, we'll get down to those temperatures a little later on, but it's just nice right now. New Ben Graham just came in. There's an interesting name. Hi, New Ben, or should I call you Graham? I'm not sure. He just popped in as well. So Saturday, October 14th, 2023. Oh, the entire date reduces to a 4. Dun, dun, dun. So we know what 4 is. That's structure, right? So Mary, I got the when I was cutting the deck, the heart of the matter card is a 4.
Oh, wow.
It's the Emperor. I love when the tarot does that. It's like the universe winking at us, like, this stuff really works. Anyway, the synchronicity is, amazing. So with the Emperor, we're talking about discipline, self-control. It means that you're in charge of your life. You're setting up your own rules and boundaries, foundations, setting up foundations. This is a great day to do all of that. But the actual card of the day that I pulled off the top of the deck after I got the Heart of the Matter card is the Ace of Cups. That's right. That's right. So what I feel is going on here is structure first, boundaries, rules, systems, setting all that stuff, which is, all left brain, right? I think that's, yeah, left brain stuff. And then where the Ace of Cups comes in, cups are emotions. And so this is an opportunity for something new and emotional fulfillment. And I think what's going on is it's saying that even though it doesn't seem like it at first, because you're doing the work, because it's a little bit of work to set yourself up, set up the systems and the rules and the boundaries and things like that, like with the Emperor card. What's going to happen is if you do that first, you're going to end up with emotional fulfillment ultimately, because you're going to be much happier when everything runs smooth. Yes. And by the way, the 14th, your favorite number. 1 + 4 is 5. Yes.
Of course.
So it's that high energy number, and there's an opportunity to use that energy to get your systems and boundaries in place, and work on your foundations, whatever it is you're working on. Create foundations, systems, boundaries, things like that. But it's interesting because those are challenge numbers to each other, 4 and 5. Because 4, if you think about it, structure. And whereas 5 wants to go ride the roller coasters, so on a day like this, you might be torn between, well, I know I should be working on my foundations, but 5 energy, I want to go, play. So
right.
Just, do this first for a while, and then go play, just split up your day. That's the best thing to do when you have conflicting energies like that, the 4 and the 5. What'd you get for a card day?
It's interesting that you're talking about conflicting energies and that sort of duality, because the card of the day that I got came from the brand new Voice and Vision Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. I'm finally using it. I did my review and posted it on the Tarot Guild website in the video archive. You can find that there. Also posted it in the group on Facebook. So you can find it. It's on my Pterodactyl Experience channel here on YouTube. But I got the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands.
Sweet.
And to me, what was interesting, because I pull a tarot card and then I also pull an oracle card. And of course, I pulled an oracle card from the Lyran Oracle to see what the 5th dimensional white lion beings have to offer to us. And this, look at this imagery though. Field of potentiality. So see how there's like sort of a pathway in between those 2 pharaohs, I guess.
Yeah.
And then like if you look between the 2 wands, there's a pathway there too.
Oh,
and interesting. So, and the field of potentiality card is about opening our eyes and our awareness that there's much more than just 2 choices in most things, that there's a whole field of potential for whatever it is you want to do, whatever your path is. Because, to me, also the 2 wands, often we see that, and you see the red background behind one wand and the green background behind the other, and the light shining through the center there. And you think, which way do I go? And so often we're like this or that, left or right, yes or no, which way do I go? And there are so many more potential options available to you, and whatever it is that you're dealing with at this time, get a broader view of it, and also make a choice. So that's what I got today for the cards of the day.
Awesome. Ciro Marchetti. Yeah, up here I have Tarot Grand Lux, Tarot Decoratif, which I can never pronounce correctly. I still have his cat bag, tarot bag, with the cat reading the tarot cards, from umpteen billion years ago. Love it. Love it.
billions of years ago,
Yes.
as the
So,
planet was just forming. There was
yeah.
a cat bag by Ciro. Love that. Yeah, I am loving this deck. I mean, I just posted the review, like I said, and I did a walkthrough video and did a unboxing video as well. But decks, I mean, this deck is so cool because it's got this interactive feature
Mm,
where you can actually interact with the physical cards themselves, as well as like the box and the scroll. You just download like a free third-party app that's really cool, and you point
uh-huh.
it at the card as you're holding it, and a video plays over that, and then you can record a few seconds of that and share it, like send it to a friend or something. So it's like a new way to like kind of send each other like tarot messages, or pull a card
Right.
for each other.
And you sent me that clip. It's really cool. In fact, if I
Yeah,
share
I
the
put it.
screen, look at
Oh,
that. There it
oh
is.
wow,
Yeah.
it worked.
Let's play it.
Okay.
That's the smart, the firm hand, and grace.
Isn't that cool? That is so cool.
Yeah, I think it's a new, step forward for tarot in the digital age.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Let's see what's going on in the chat. And a little later on, maybe we can talk a little bit more about, because you did the review. So now you know.
Now I
and,
know.
and you're using the deck, so you can tell us what you're finding out. Let's see. Jessa, Nilda. Oh, Andrea's in again. Daniela's in there. Hi, Daniela. So yeah, if you
Hi,
guys have
Betty.
questions, just pop them in the chat. Let me check the phone lines over on Blog Talk for the Psychic Talk Radio Network. Oh my God, it is crickets, Mary.
Wow.
We never
Maybe
had
everybody
that.
else is just staying in bed because it's cold.
Well, I remember last week the phone lines, we had 3 or 4 or 5 callers before the show started. And then when we were getting to the point where we were going to start taking calls, I mean, we had at least 12 in the queue.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get to everybody. And for some reason, I'm starting to wonder, because sometimes if there's a Blog Talk issue and people can't dial in,
Yeah.
that's what
We
happened.
don't know till later. That's the problem.
Right. So if you're in our chat and you've tried to dial in and can't get through, let us know in the chat so we know whether or not the phone lines are working. Remember, you can call in at 714-816-4628 and chat with us. Meanwhile, going back to the chat, who's got questions in there? I think Nilda had one. What changes will this solar eclipse be like for me? But okay, I'm not sure. But we get the gist.
Yeah.
There's a solar eclipse, and how's this going to basically affect things here? Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so Nilda, if you've been feeling a little, trapped in, like the 8 of Swords here, way too many thoughts going on and stuff like that, I think what actually is going to happen with that eclipse energy is it's going to break you free. You're going to see your way out, get rid of the blindfold and the bonds there, and you're going to be able to see your way out between all those swords, and you're going to be able to focus more on, what's your real passion and run with it. Okay. And then you're going to be in a really good position. The 7 of Wands has the high ground, and 7 is that seeker energy, research, things like that, which fits in really nicely with today's card of the day and the Heart of the Matter card, the Emperor, where we're setting up systems and foundation and things along those lines. So that's what I think is going on with the solar eclipse for you, Nilda. Mary, what'd you get?
What's interesting, the central card I got is actually one of the cards that I wrote about in the guidebook for this deck.
Oh.
It's the Nine of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you look at this and you think of the idea of the solar eclipse, you can kind of see the sun, and then you have these like dark forces in front of it, let's say. So I thought, like, just, aesthetically, it's like, oh, it kind of really fits with that fire energy. But, the Nine of Wands is like, and we could feel like, oh, we've done so much already, and we know there's just a little bit more to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that combined with, look at this beautiful Temperance card.
Oh, wait, let me get that full screen so they can see that. Oh, yeah.
That Temperance card.
That's my favorite card in the deck, and that's just gorgeous. Can you show me that again? I'm sorry. I got to look at that again. Ciro, I'm going to have to run out and get this deck now. Oh, God.
It's gorgeous. You're going to love it. You're really going to love it. But, combining Temperance with that Nine of Wands, I feel like maybe you get your second wind through this solar eclipse. Maybe that sort of sense of pressure coming in at you. And like the rest of the cards that come up around all that are all court cards. We got the Queen of Cups. I love the Queen of Cups. And we've also got the Page of Cups, gorgeous Page of Cups. And then in the end, we have the King of Swords. So it's almost like we get clarity in the end. But we're like emotionally like feeling the pressure and the weight and feeling pulled apart a little. And like we've got so much to do, even though we've done so much already. We're not quite finished. And I think the solar eclipse, the Temperance card is just like brings that sort of sense of peace, finding the center, finding your center, feeling more centered, all of those ideas, come up to me with that. So I think the solar eclipse is beneficial for you. It's kind of cool.
Awesome sauce. Okay. Let's see what else is going in there. And I keep going back. Are there any phone calls on the switchboard? Nope. Still no calls. There's got to be something wrong with the system because we always have calls by now. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll fix it in the next 20 minutes. The technicians will fix it and some calls will pop on,
Right before the end of the show, it'll happen, right?
Yeah. But we got people coming into the chat and everything. You know what's really strange though? Except for I think Andrea's been in here before. Have you been here before, Andrea? I think so. And Nilda, I know, has. But a lot of our regulars and members of the guild, are not here. It's really strange. Normally Ellie's here and Charlotte and
Jason.
Oh, and Jason.
Sharona. Yeah, it's an eerie absence.
I heard from Jason. Yesterday, and I thought for sure he was going to be in here.
I heard from Jason this morning.
Oh, see, where is he? Jason, you're late. Nilda says, yes, indeed. I've been here before. Okay. No, but beautiful reading. She says, beautiful reading.
Oh, good.
But Andrea says, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been a while. Yeah. But I knew I remembered Andrea. Oh, gosh. And we got some questions going on in here. Jessa wants to know what S, the letter S, that person is hiding about himself and intentions about me now. I feel something strange.
You feel something strange.
You're up.
All right. So what are they? What is his intentions? Her, is it? S's intentions when it comes to you. We'll look at that. Anything, affects that's hidden, there are cards that can reveal that. But geez. Wow. Okay, so
I'm getting that too. You should wait till you see my cards. You're gonna
yeah. The central focus card is the Nine of Swords. So what that tells me is that, well, there could be some overthinking going on and some concern, some worry. There's some anxiety about something. What we have leading into that is the Nine of Cups in the past position. So what we wanted, to happen, that emotional fulfillment seems to be like it may be that there's a concern that it's in jeopardy, because we go from that 9 to this 9, the 9 of Swords. Above the 9 of Swords is the 5 of Cups. How disappointment, sadness, like it's the cried over spilt milk card, we call it sometimes, meaning like it's survivable, but life is full of these kind of disappointments where we feel a little let down. And then we have the 10 of Swords underneath that 9 of Swords. I don't like that at all. You don't like that at all. Probably nobody would want this, right? But that doesn't mean that we don't deal with it. And it's recommending that you embody the energy of this just beautiful, grounded, down to earth energy of the Queen of Pentacles. If S is overthinking things and getting all worried, and because some minor disappointment makes S think, oh, is it over? We were going to be so happy. You have to be the one that puts their stuff together and is like, okay, whatever this is, let's just deal with it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And if you're worried about like hidden things and stuff, it tells me there's a communication issue more than anything else. I didn't get the 7 of Swords indicating anything hidden, but let's see what Dax has, and maybe he has more insight for you.
Yeah. Basically the same thing. I totally agree with everything you said there, Mary. I did get the card of the day come up, the Ace of Cups. Yeah, and so that looks good, right? But wait a minute, this is the beginning, right? And then next to it, but the next card, 3 of Swords. So that tells us everything right there. It's very similar, what was going on with Mary's cards. Again, swords, thoughts and ideas. You're both overthinking things, okay? And you're in for heartbreak if you don't work on the communication, like Mary just said, But there is this opportunity, the Ace of Cups. In other words, there's an opportunity to rekindle it and start over with the relationship. So that's what I got, Mary. And then let's see. I'm up for the next.
Oh, yeah.
Reading. Well, you don't have to turn the cameras. Remember, we stopped doing that anyway.
I forgot that we stopped doing it.
Yeah,
so I
remember
doing it, but now I've done it. So should I stop?
No, it's okay. You can just leave it there for now. But
Okay.
Daniela has a question. Will my ex talk to me again? Will he look for me again? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So this is what's going on. He's showing up as the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, as we all know, is the slowest. Wait, I got to do the thing. It's the slowest moving of the knights. Okay. So yeah, this is, it's going to take some time, and he's very down to earth. He's, it's that earth element, right? The Pentacles. He's very down to earth, and he's evaluating things, and he doesn't like to rush in. But then after that, the Wheel of Fortune card shows up. So it's going to turn in your favor. Fortune turning in your favor. It's going to take a little while, but then after that, it looks like it turns in your favor. I think he's going to talk to you again. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with that because I need to pull more cards, but let's see what Mary's getting. What are you getting on this, Mary?
Okay. Well, if the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest mover, the Page of Pentacles is the slowest talker.
There we go.
So I think the conversation's coming, but later. And another thing that tells me that is another card I wrote about in the guidebook of the Voice and Vision Tarot, the 3 of Wands, which often is a card of waiting, waiting for fulfillment, waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for your ex to talk to you, waiting for your ex to look for you. But, you know, another thing that I think supports this is it, yeah, we see the slow movement. We see it takes a while for the conversation to get rolling again between the two of you, but also the Knight of Cups comes up here. So there's still some emotional connection there that he's feeling to you. And ultimately, I get the Magician card, that card of manifestation and the ability to make things happen. And it's a one card too, so that idea of like having another beginning, that's a possibility. But we gotta communicate first to get the ball rolling.
Awesome. Hope
I hope that helps.
Hope that helped you out. Mary, you're going to be up next with the next question. We got a question from Andrea, but it's the bottom of the hour. So I thought I'd do some quick announcements real fast here. Let everybody know what's going on. First of all, if you just want to grab us a cup of coffee, maybe you had a nice little mini reading there and you want to send Mary and I a cup of coffee, go over to thetarotguild.com/live. And that's our tip jar. You're going to see that at the top of the page. You'll see this same banner, and you can just click on that, and you can, pop a tip in there, buy us some coffee. You can also order a tag team reading on that same page, thetarotguild.com/live. If you like how we do these tag team readings, two readers are better than one, like two heads are better than one. Instead of just a couple of minutes, we can spend 30 minutes with you and get into a lot of different stuff. We can look into your numerology. We can pull cards, tarot cards, oracle cards, chakra realignment. I mean, you name it. We're going to get into it for $99.99. It's a steal, two for the price of one, basically. You can also order individual readings with us as well for just $44.44. That's a special price just for our viewers and listeners here on our simulcasts. That's right. So there are two buttons on that same page, thetarotguild.com/live. And one says message Dax, one says message Mary. So in between shows, you can message us. And right there on the website. Yeah. And you can let us know, topics you'd like us to cover on the lives and the radio show, folks you'd like to see interviewed, decks you'd like to see reviewed, books you'd like to see reviewed, particular questions you have about tarot or numerology that you'd like us to answer on the show. And you can also contact us that way, message us and request a private reading. And we'll set up the payment with you. It's just $44.44. That's right. And then real quick, things coming up around the guild and Psychic Talk Radio. Sharona's next Magic Universe episode is Sunday, October 22nd, getting really close to Halloween. She's going to have on Helena Dominic, and they're going to be discussing the true origins of Halloween, plus taking your phone calls, of course. And by the way, Sharona's show has always been radio only. And so she's not on camera like Mary and I, but we've started to simulcast her show on this channel. So you can listen in on the show and be in the chat with me and everybody else and chatting and discussing. And, I'll even pull some cards for you. So that's something we're doing new that I just wanted to let everybody know. And then let's see, Catherine Hahn is doing the Power of Your Love series here in October on Fridays. Angelic View comes back on October 29th. I'll be guest co-hosting with Maria. Yay, Maria's back. And then, of course, we are about to go into our 20th year. It says now in our 19th year. We're actually weeks away from, I have to change this to now in our 20th year, because it's our 19th birthday on Halloween of the Tarot Guild. Yes, all the way back in 2004, folks. So We want you to come join us on thetarotguild.com. It's not just our website. It is the world's only tarot social media networking platform. It's like Facebook for tarot. And it's free to join. Sign up at the top of any page there. And also you can join our membership. The annual membership is the cost of a latte a month. Actually, it's less than a latte, because what are lattes now? $5-6. It's like around, I think, $3.90 something a month, because we charge it annually $47, and you get all of our live Q&As, live workshops, and panel discussions, plus the recordings of them and the full library. And you get your membership, you'll get your membership certificate, you're able to get certified. Go over to thetarotguild.com and just click on join the guild. And lastly, tomorrow, it's another great workshop and Q&A, Sunday, October 15th, 1 p.m. Los Angeles time, 4 p.m. New York City, and 9 p.m. London. And it's with me. That's right. Yeah, we're going to be doing the 5-card yes-no spread that I do right here on the shows. Yes, it's fantastic. Very, very cool spread that's you're able to do a lot with it, a lot more than just the yes-no. And that's why I use that instead of some of the other yes-no methods, which I may go over some of those in the workshop tomorrow. And so go over and, like I said, join the membership, and then you can join us for that workshop. And it's recorded, so if you can't attend live, don't worry. All righty. So let me check that. That's what's going on at the guild. Yeah. So I can't wait till the workshop tomorrow.
Oh, your last one was fantastic.
It was fun. I had so much fun. I hadn't talked about Tarot Squared for forever, so it was really neat. And I think a lot of people told me they liked the idea of it, the framework, and they want to use that now instead of doing the big spread all over your table kind of thing. Keep it all
right. The old Celtic cross.
Yeah. And it's so nimble because you can use it so many different. You can read it any way you want to. It's really cool. Go watch that workshop. You'll have a lot of fun. But the yes no is like, I use that I use that more now than Tarot Squared. So it's going to be fun to go into that. So let's see. Let me check here. What was the next question? Okay. So Andrea had, what is the next actions from my Leo boyfriend, Jay? And you're up. You're up. And while you're shuffling there, I just want to say real quick, hey, get your questions in. We still don't have any phone calls, so I'm thinking there's something wrong with the phone lines. And Charlotte just popped in, and Charlotte always calls in and listens that way. So Charlotte, in the chat, let me know if you were unable to call in. It's really weird that it's like the phone. I'm able to be called in, but of course I'm calling in on the host line, not on the guest line. And it might be the guest line that's messed up. That's happened before, where people were dialing in and then they'd get in, but then it would spit them out, Mary. And then I think Charlotte's having a question too. Cool. So go ahead, Andrea.
Right. And the Leo boyfriend comes up as the Knight of Wands.
Oh, perfect.
Isn't that perfect? Got that fiery energy. Now, the next action, I'm glad you asked about this, because this is the kind of thing that it helps to know in advance. And it has to do with communication and trying to get to the point of something with the 8 of Wands. But this is surrounded by fives. We got the 5 of Cups above it. We got the 5 of Wands below it. And then we have the 4 of Cups in the end, in the advice position. And that's another card that I wrote about for the guidebook. It's so weird that those cards I wrote about, I only wrote
Yeah.
about 7 of them, keep
Oh,
coming
and I
up.
love that card. You showed me that before.
Yeah, on the last
privately, and
show, that 4 cups in the air. And I feel like actually coming up in the advice position, it's like, that's the advice. Don't take the bait. I feel like he wants to have like a little bit of an argument or bicker about something. And why to mask something that he's disappointed about. So Leo's a very dynamic energy. You got to kind of roll with it sometimes and not react to every single thing. And I feel like that's what the 4 cups is saying. Like, let that one just go so it doesn't turn into like a disagreement that's unnecessary, because I don't feel like he's going to be communicating what the real thing is. He's just trying to like kind of argue because he's like disappointed about something. But let's see what Dax is getting. Maybe
wait, don't.
more. And
I was gonna say, don't.
I did it. You go.
Because I'm not doing it on when you're talking anymore either. So I wanted to keep it kind of consistent here. Yeah, I know it's weird because we did that for a few weeks, but now you kind of, your mind went back to like the way we used to do it. Anyway.
Yeah, I hit the reset button.
Yeah. And so along with what you're getting, I getting the strength card. I mean, you got to have some internal fortitude and work through that. Now, I gotta say though, the first card I got was the Hierophant card, and when I read her question, I'm looking back here in the chat, and she said, "What's the next actions from my Leo boyfriend?" And the very first card I put down was the Hierophant. I mean, right away, I was like, "Did he give you a ring already?" Has he given you a ring, Andrea, already? Because if he has, that's the next actions. The Hierophant is one of those, in the deck, the traditional marriage cards, kind of thing, the whole ceremony there. However, if he hasn't given you the ring yet, which I kind of suspect he hasn't, because what I come up with is like, then I get the Page of Swords, and then I got that Strength card. Okay. And then after that, the 9 of Wands. All right. So what I'm seeing in this is that, that's kind of like what the next action is going to be, but it's going to take a while. You got to have some patience. These cards are patient cards. It's you got to have some patience there. Because I feel he's a little bit of the Page of Swords type person, which it's interesting because, we were talking about associations. Was it in the last workshop, Mary, that
and
came?
a panel discussion about court cards.
Yeah. And it's interesting. He's a Leo, but I'm getting this Pages, which is supposed to be Gemini. This is my card. But and Swords, air and not fire, but even though he's a Leo, he's coming up as this, which is kind of like the adolescent, maybe energy. He doesn't have, notice of all the pages, he's the only one that's not looking at his object. Everybody else is looking at their wands, looking at their cups, whatever. He is not looking at the sword. His eye is not on the ball. Yeah. So, regardless of chronologically how old he is, I think, gotta be patient. Let's see. So what else is going on? Oh my God. Exactly what I said happened, Mary.
What?
They fixed the problem because now the calls are coming into the switchboard.
Oh, wow.
So let's head over to the switchboard, and who's waiting the longest? 845. Hello, caller. Are you there? What's your name? Where are you calling from? 845.
Hello.
Hi, hon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Catherine. I'm calling from New York.
Catherine from New York.
Hi, Catherine.
Yes.
What you want to talk about?
Hi. I had a question.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. What would you like to know?
Thank you. I'm planning. Yes, thank you. I'm planning a trip overseas, and I was wondering if you see me finding any work while I'm there. I'm planning to stay for several months.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's take a look here, Catherine. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Ace of Wands. You're definitely going to have the work opportunities come up. Yes. No doubt about it. In fact, it could be as fast as, if it's something local. And by the way, I want to throw that out there. You're traveling, people go traveling, they're here, they're there, nowadays it's the 21st century. It does not matter where you are in the world, because look at this, the world card, the World Wide Web.
Oh,
Yes, yes. You can still work remotely anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. Now, if you want work locally where you're going to, this is card 21. That reduces to 3. So you could find it in 3 days to 21 days. You could find something. No problem at all. No problem at all. But let's see what Mary's getting.
Well,
Thank
I'm
you.
really in agreement with Dax. I got another ace. I got the Ace of Swords
Love it.
and the Ten of Pentacles. So there's money to be made.
Wow.
And then, really interestingly, 2 major cards came up with it. The Moon card. So, go with your gut feeling. Sometimes with the Moon card, we can feel like, okay, it's not real clear what they want me to do here, So be sure that you ask questions. And the Judgment card, it's your decision to make, So I feel like, you got 2 aces that came up. Dax pulled one, I pulled one. There may be more than one opportunity for work there, and you may have to decide which one you feel better for. And that's where that intuitive aspect of the Moon card comes into play. So go with your gut and go for it. I think, it's going to happen pretty quickly, because both the aces that we got, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords, those are the faster moving energies in the tarot deck. If it was the Ace of Pentacles, I would think like, the opportunity's coming, but maybe it takes a while to get there. But no, it looks like all systems are go.
Hope that helps you out, Catherine.
Wow.
Have
Thanks for
fun.
calling.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you'll
Thank
call in
you.
from over
Thank
there, right?
you. Yes, and let
That'd
you
be
know.
cool.
Yes,
We love those,
yeah.
international calls. Enjoy the
Yeah.
rest of your weekend. And let's see who's been waiting the longest after Catherine was 801. Hello, 801. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Daxby. Hey, Mary. This is Charlotte.
It's
Hey,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How are you
How you
guys?
doing?
How you doing?
How
I'm
you
good.
doing?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Pretty good. I saw you
What do you want to
ask your
talk about?
question I saw Charlotte ask a question in the chat, but then she called in because I asked her to call in to see if the switchboard's even working, but now it
Yeah.
is.
Yay.
So what's your question? Is it still about the eclipse?
Well, it is, but I can add a little bit
Oh,
more
good.
to it because, like last time we had the eclipse, like I didn't prepare at all. I thought, oh,
Yeah,
eclipse, blah, blah, blah. And then the day came and I was like, oh, I really wish I had a pair of eclipse glasses. And of course, you couldn't lay your hands on any of them. So this time I ordered early from Amazon. They were supposed to be here on Wednesday.
Mm.
And I got a message from them yesterday saying, oh, they've been delayed. If they haven't been delivered by today, call us tomorrow and get your
Oh,
refund.
God.
So, of course, they didn't show up. I didn't get to see the eclipse. And I'm like, is this what the rest of my eclipse season is going to be like? This is a little little indication of what I have in store for eclipse season. I'm pulling the covers up over my head,
Mm.
but not coming
Whoa.
out.
Well, do you want to know how this eclipse season is going to go? Is what happened in the glasses not arriving in time, because what the eclipse is today, right?
Yeah.
Is this like some sort of foretelling of how things are going to be going for you, like a day late, dollar short kind of thing? Are we getting into that vibe? God forbid.
Yeah, so much
God
for
forbid.
so much for preparing ahead of time.
Yeah, look, it's really interesting. Two of the cards that come up here really are interesting. The Moon card comes up again, and the Seven of Cups. Okay. So what does that tell us?
Mhm.
Okay, it tells us that, wow, we need to focus and we need to be more decisive, and we shouldn't be procrastinating about things, and we shouldn't be, not acting out of some sort of fear or doubt or not feeling comfortable with things. Also got two knights, and these are sort of opposing forces here, the water and the fire. Right, knight, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. It's like, figure out what you want to do, what direction to go in, what you care about with the Cups cards, that emotional aspect, what's driving you emotionally. And then we end with the Death card, Charlotte. And as terrible as that sounds when I say it, I think it's really a good thing. Because what is this card really about? Something ends, something else begins, but the end of a cycle, a transition period, a transformational experience. Okay. I think that's what I think you got to get through the eclipse thing, and you got to use that time of uncertainty to figure out what it is you really want to do, what you care about doing, what actions you want to take, make the choice and get it underway. That's what I'm getting, but let's see what Dax has.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So one of the cards of the day, the central focus card, popped up, the Emperor. And then right before that, Charlotte, the Seven of Pentacles, reevaluating, taking a step back and looking at the harvest, so to speak. Are you happy? Are you not satisfied? That kind of thing. But that card came up first, and then the Emperor. All right. And so I don't think it's an accident that you called in today or that you joined the show today. You're going to benefit the most from evaluating your situation and then putting some kind of systems in place, boundaries, systems. What else did I say? I'm trying to remember what I said with the rules, the Emperor. I'm trying to think of the Emperor. Structure. You would benefit a lot from structure. I think that's what's holding you back on a lot of things. We've known you for a long, long time.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. And I think that the eclipse is, the energy is going to be, it's going to be a good opportunity to think outside the box and, take a step back, reevaluate everything, and then put into place some boundaries, some rules, some steps, some processes, something along those lines. Whatever it is you're trying to do after you take the step back and you figure that out, you got to do the step back thing first and evaluate your situation. What are your real goals? What do you really want? And then go out and find the system for that. In other words, Don't do it haphazardly. There are some people that are really good at just like they want to do X is their goal. They're going to go on YouTube and do the research and find all these videos on how to do the goal. And they're going to just, do it. All right. You, on the other hand, you need a process. So although it may be free to go on to, say, the YouTube channels and, find the information you're looking for on the web and so forth to quote unquote do it yourself. If you have certain goals, you want to reach, I feel with you, even if you have to pay for it, it's better to have a system. So in other words, whereas this one person would go and do it all the research on their own, they would look it up on the web, they would look up the YouTube videos, they'd watch all the YouTube videos, and then they'd do it. You are the other kind of person that needs to go to Udemy and needs to find the course that teaches you how to get to that goal. And then take the course and go step by step through how to do it. So it's like learning tarot. Everything is free. It's all available on the internet. But if you want a step-by-step process, if you want everything lined up for you, you take my course. So, that's the difference. It's like, if you're one of those people that has the, help me out, Mary, the kind of people that are able to do that has the discipline. I know there's
self-motivating.
Yeah, self-motivation,
self-discipline, focus.
And I'm not saying that you don't have that. But I know your focus moves, Charlotte. I've known you a long time,
Yeah.
So you need the step-by-step process. Does that make sense? You need the step-by-step process.
Well, and I agree, because I think that's the way my brain works. It's like, I need to know how things work. I am the quintessential overthinker. And so that includes knowing how everything works, understanding how each piece of the puzzle fits together, not just trusting that there's the puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely. By the way, your buddy Jason is in the chat. You can chat with him after the call.
Jason.
Oh, Jason, I love you.
Charlotte's buddy.
We all love
in
Jason.
the chat room. Yeah, the two of them in the chat room.
I also love Dax, and I also love Mary. And
we love you too, Charlotte.
And,
one of the things
I could be happier that I found this place.
Oh, yes. And this is the thing. If you're listening to this in replay, even, or if you're here with us live right now, it's not just for Charlotte. This advice goes for everybody. And Jason was kind enough to say, good advice in general, Dax. Yeah. That's the energy today. We got that cups, Ace of Cups. How do we get to emotional fulfillment with this new thing? And then the Emperor card, creating boundaries or creating the step-by-step processes, putting the foundation in place, that's the energy today. And so that's what Charlotte needed to hear. But there's a lot of people out there that needed to hear that too. You'll benefit from the step-by-step.
Yeah.
But thanks for calling in, Charlotte.
Thanks, Charlotte. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, it was great talking to you. It's been a little while since we had you on the horn. I think we've taken questions from the chat before, but she used to call in all the time, so it's nice to get her back on there. Jason says, look at Mary. She's done all of these beautiful paintings. Well, yeah, look at that behind her there.
Thanks,
wow.
Jason.
They look like they could be put on tarot cards, and you could have like Rorschach. The
Rorschach tarot.
Yeah, it's Rorschach tarot.
That's
what it kind of looks like.
Imagine?
Yeah,
Can you
it's like,
imagine those reviews? Like, I don't know
well,
what to make of this. It looks like a butterfly to me.
I don't know. I see, well, you've sent me a couple of, early on, a couple of your paintings. You've sent some pictures, and I saw things right away looking at it.
Yay!
And Jason says, I love Charlotte. I love Charlotte.
I
Let me,
love Charlotte.
so we're almost at the end of the show. Might have a chance for one question, maybe two, but one question. Oh, I'm looking in here to see if we have any questions. I don't see any, but we got feedback from Andrea. Oh, you're gonna love this, Mary. Remember,
Hmm.
I was saying, I got the Hierophant card, and it's like, did he give you the ring yet?
Yeah.
They got engaged in 2021.
Oh, wow.
But remember when she asked the question, what's the next actions from my Leo boyfriend? She's still using the boyfriend word instead of the my fiance.
Fiance.
Yeah, that tells you a lot right there. It also explains why the cards I got came up. It's so much more clear to me now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that could be the thing that he's not addressing directly and is, kind of trying to bicker about something else.
Yeah. Why has it been 2 years? I mean, yeah, okay. COVID happened, the world went into crisis. But beyond that, what's going on 2 years later?
Hey, I was engaged for 2 years,
Yeah, that's not that unusual. Now, if it
Yeah,
was 5 years or 8 years, but yeah,
it
you're right.
starts getting a little tricky
You're right. 2 years
the
is
longer you
not
go.
2 years is not that. Yeah. Well, let's try
Yeah.
to let's see. There's Charlotte, who's still on the phone. We'll try to squeeze one more in real quick and we'll be done at the top of the hour, Mary. Wow, on time.
Woo.
Area code 862. I don't know that area code. Where are you calling in from, caller? 862. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Where are you
I'm
at?
calling from Jersey.
Jersey?
I'm in New Jersey. I've spoken to you before. Yes.
Oh,
but
Jersey girl.
oh,
Awesome.
It's the
Yeah.
What do
Jersey
you want to
girl.
talk about?
Yeah.
I'm trying. I don't want to say trying. I'm moving my life into a different direction, and I am just trying to understand some family dynamics that shouldn't still be occurring, and manifesting my goals. I want to see what cards are saying in terms of outcomes.
You go ahead, Mary. Is it you?
So
can't.
you're dealing with family dynamics while you're trying to manifest your goals and kind of making some changes that are important to you in your life. And you want to know, like, how's this going to go with all this other stuff going on here?
I
So
deserve it. I worked hard for it, and I don't want any more interference. Nobody is willing, and I have been.
Okay. So yeah, what you're dealing with now is like a little rough going. I have the Five of Wands again. That is a card of conflict. It's just like, to me, the Five of Wands is like dealing with the noise. And you can choose to like get in like little arguments or whatever, but it just feels like it's just consuming your time. Okay. And pushed down underneath everything is what you really want with the Nine of Cups. And we have the Ace of Cups here too. You're ready for this change. You're ready for it. The change is coming. We have the Death card. So I feel like that comes up right after the Five of Wands. So I feel like that, family dynamics that are kind of a little bit disruptive is going to start disappearing, fading into the background, and you're going to be coming closer to getting what you want of it manifesting. We have the Hierophant card in the end, and to me, it's just saying, like, have faith. Another card on the other side of things is the Four of Pentacles. Stick to it. Stick to it. Don't get distracted by it. Don't get, caught up to the degree that you can avoid it, don't get too caught up in all the noise around you, and keep the eye on the prize and reach for that brass ring. You can do it. Have faith. Let's see what Dax has. And I just did it again with the camera thing.
You can't stop doing that. Jeez.
I can't stop myself.
Oh my God. Okay, we got to figure out a new system so Mary doesn't have control over her camera. Jesus.
Completely take all control away.
I know.
And thank you so much for taking my call. I really appreciate it, because I was trying to see you online. I was on the BTR thing, but I couldn't get in on my cell phone. It won't let me get. I don't know why it won't. I got nationwide, but I can't make the calls without being charged.
That's strange.
And
well, I'm glad you called in. I'm glad you called in, Jackie.
Glad you found a way to get through.
It's fun to talk.
Thank you.
I mean,
to connect. I really did.
Yeah, we like all the questions in the chat, but it's nice to, hear people's voices. Going along with what Mary had to say, the main thing is this Two of Swords. Okay. And, that's a choice between two things. It's two thoughts or ideas. She's got the blindfold on. She doesn't want to make the decision. So look, this is what's going on. The hard decision, which you may be conscious of, but maybe not, it might be more subconscious right now, is the fact that you have those two things. You have the family dynamics, and then you have the goals that you want to get to. And you're either unwilling or unable to make the choice with this Two of Wands between those two things. And the hard truth is that to be successful, which, like, if you can make this decision, okay, the Chariot card comes up, followed by the Knight of Swords. Okay, so whereas you have the two cross swords with the Two of Swords, the Knight of Swords has that one sword, that one thought or idea that he's rushing towards his goal, right? And then the Page of Wands, same thing. And this is in that learning aspect. It's the same thing that I was talking about with Charlotte, okay, about systems and, having step by step towards the goals. Okay. But the first thing you need to do is make the decision with the Two of Swords. And it's hard because, family, but sometimes you got to make the hard choice. If you want the goals, the whole family thing needs to be pushed off, put on the back burner. You might have to disconnect completely. I don't know the whole circumstance and what is going to be required, but
I'm good with because I had no other choice. This is like a 12-year-old battle. Since my mother died, and I went in and I paid up some things that if I didn't do it, everything would have been gone. And now years later, I'm not even acquiring this.
But now it's all these years later, and it's still you can't split your.
I'm just ready to move. Tell everybody live with it and let the chips fall.
That's what you got to do. You got to distance yourself from them. You got to distance yourself, and you just need to go for the goals. And the best way, the easiest and best and fast way to do that, just like we told Charlotte, is you have a step-by-step process. Whether, you have to take a course for that, or somebody has a process set up, or whatever the goal is, you have to do the research on, who has done it before, and you can follow their step-by-step process. And that's going to get you to it. So I hope that helped you out, Jackie. We got to run. We're at the end of the show.
Yes. Real quick, could I ask you a question? How do I find your channel on YouTube? Because I want to go back and take the notes that I need to take.
Oh,
from
sure.
Both of you guys.
Right. So the way YouTube does it is they do the @ and then the name of the channel. And ours is Tarot Today Live. So it's @ Tarot Today Live. And actually, if you type in your browser, youtube.com /@ Tarot Today Live, it'll take you right to the channel.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't
Thanks,
want to
Jackie.
hold up.
Thanks for calling.
Else. Thank you both.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. That's
Yeah.
Jackie in Jersey.
In Jersey.
In Jersey. So, hey, Cookie Monsters, just love. Okay, Jason started the martinis early.
I need a martini. Make mine extra dirty, Jason. Make it dirty.
I have to do more paintings as well, but I am so excited to see Marco Mangoni next week.
Oh yeah, he's going to that concert in
Thanks, Nate.
Belgium.
That's
So cool.
And
Eat
then,
some chocolate there. They have the best chocolate. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing beats Belgium chocolate.
oh, and Charlotte says I'm gonna order me some watercolor paints and try drowning some paper.
Perfect. Go for it.
Oh, yeah. Before we go off the air, I wanted to let you know that's something that Jason said. Hold on. And then Charlotte said, Mary's red painting has me entranced. I see faces, falling leaves, snowflakes, frost-edged fall leaves. I just love it. And then that's when she said, after Jason made a comment, the one I just read, Charlotte's like, I'm gonna go order me some watercolors. Oh, and earlier on, Jason said something that I wanted to let you know, Mary. I think her paintings are calming and also better as a background. And yeah, that's the thing I noticed.
Oh, thank you.
The first time you started filling in behind you with your paintings is it has a very calming effect.
Oh, wow. I love that.
It's awesome. So here we are. We're at the end of the show. Yay, we made it through. We even got our phone lines back. I was worried about the phone lines here.
And they came back right before the end of the show.
Perfect.
Like I said, I'm so psychic.
Yep. Well, goodbye, everybody. Don't forget to join us for the workshop tomorrow. 5-card yes, no spread. And Mary and I'll be back next week, right, Mary? We'll be back.
Yes, we'll be back next week. And go to the Tarot Guild website. Go to Pterodactyl Experience channel. Check out the review.
Yeah, check out the review. We forgot to talk about that.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy.
Yay.